I'm Joana Alfaiate. I'm 29 years old and I'm Portuguese. I'm a research analyst at Legatum Institute and I'm a PhD student at University of London. I do feel European. I feel Portuguese as well. I think that being Portuguese is my nationality and being European is also part of my wider identity. And it just makes me feel part of something bigger. And yes, I do feel European. As the European Union doesn't really have an impact in what I do specifically. It does have an impact on me coming to the UK because it's easy to travel here and it's where I want to be, and it's quite good that we could move inside Europe quite easily. So yeah, I guess that's the impact in my life. So has the European Union been negative or positive for my country, for Portugal? I think, as anything, is not a unidimensional answer. It hasn't been good or bad. It has bad things and good things. I think a bad thing I would say is the way when Portugal joined the European Union, it changed a lot the sectors in which we were working on. So it moved a lot towards the service sector, and the industry and agriculture that Portugal didn't receive as much benefits, I think. And I think in the long run it contributed to the long-standing unemployment problem that we have in the country. And I think that happened because the policy in the European Union mimics a lot of a policy of northern countries who don't have so many access to resources maybe Portugal will have. So I would say definitely that's a bad thing. A good thing, again, is freedom of movement. I think is very important that people within the EU can move around freely. I think it sends a very positive message about immigration, about the impact of immigration in other countries. Because regardless of what people say, I think immigration has very good impacts. I'm talking about the UK. I think it really has, and I see friends of mine who really want to contribute to this country, really qualify, but are from Kenya, Singapore, Thailand, and they can't stay in this country because of visa issues, and I just think that's really quite sad. So European Union definitely contributed for people who want to move around. They contribute to other countries. They contribute to the wider union. My expectations for the upcoming elections. I think, unfortunately, the populist vote will win a lot. I think we can see in the UK, but not only in other countries such as Greece, that the populist parties are getting a lot of votes. These parties are taking the grievances of people with other issues, again, such as immigration and unemployment, and taking it to the EU, and the populist parties are taking advantage of that. So I think, unfortunately, you have a growing populist right-wing sector growing a lot in the European Parliament, which in the end is quite strange because people complain about the democratic deficit and then people don't really represent them, and then you will vote on parties that really don't agree with the EU and not interested in representing them because they don't believe that they even should be there because the EU shouldn't exist, and then confirming the democratic deficit because they don't participate in any decision-making processes. So I think it is a bit sad that is going to happen, but unfortunately I think it is. And to the next question, will I vote? I'll definitely vote exactly because of that, because I don't want to see that happening. And I don't want to be complaining about lack of transparency, lack of democratic process in the European Union, and then not voting on people who are able to take decisions and participate in dialogue. So yes, yes, I'll definitely vote. So, what do I see as being the future of the EU and of the European project? I think it's really difficult to make predictions at this point. You see a lot of instability in a lot of countries. You see a lot of countries within the EU not wanting to be in the EU or having problems with it. So I would say that for the EU to keep on existing, which I hope for, I hope that it does. I think it should increase its transparency. I think it's a huge bureaucratic institution. So I'm sure it's difficult to keep that transparent, but it should be closer to the people. It should reflect more what people are saying in which country, and also the policies that take into place should reflect more of the specific needs and priorities of each country. Saying that, I don't think it should become a federation, because that would imply a single power, a single decision-making power. Like in America, for example, there is a federation. You have Washington, and then you have the other states. Countries shouldn't become states of, Europe. They are countries in their own rights, and I think a lot of people are afraid of exactly that, about sovereignty issues. But because of that, exactly, I think if the EU is there to maintain it, it should open itself a little bit more to the people, to the communities, and I think it's very difficult to predict what is going to happen, but I do hope it carries on, and I hope he gets more countries in, because I think about Portugal and where he was when he got into the European Union and where he is now. Even though all these problems, he has received huge advantages. So I do hope that other countries can join in as well, and become a big unified Europe. A União Europeia abre as portas para um futuro diferente.